Hey guys, Hail Zeon here. Gonna be switching gears, doing something a little bit different this time. The main reason being, well, there's a couple of reasons. One being that I'm kind of stuck in video editing purgatory at the moment, where pretty much, videos that that require editing and footage and stuff like that, I really can't work on at the moment due to issues with my DVD ripper and as well as issues with my PC. So yeah, I'm kind of stuck in fucking video limbo at the goddamn moment. So until I'm able to resolve those problems, I can't work or release any of the goddamn Dragon Ball videos I keep talking about. I swear, I got like one recorded, it's half edited, I can't edit the other half. I got like another one that's partially written. Like, I got shit to work on, I just can't work on it right now. So unfortunately, you guys just got to make do with these at the moment, these thought videos, until I'm able to fix this problem. Another reason why I'm shifting gears is that, I recently saw the new Daredevil series and I really, really want to talk about it. I don't think I've ever stated this in video, or maybe I have. I probably said it in passing, but I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I love it. Like, I mean, I enjoy comics, but I don't have the time or money to just fully invest in them. Like, I read X-Men, I was reading Spider-Man, and that's about it as far as, superheroes go. I was reading Batman up until the New 52 happened. So yeah, I mean, I've had a passing interest in comics and, the big two. And I definitely really dig what the Marvel Cinematic Universe is doing. It's just bringing that whole interconnected continuity to film as well as television and just tying it all together. And, even when I think it's bad, like I didn't like Iron Man 3, and or when I think it's mediocre, like with Thor or Thor the Dark World, I still, I appreciate what they're doing, and I really like it as a whole. And the fact that they were doing these Netflix series, that got me super stoked, because I'm like, yes, more continuity, more world building, let's do this. And the fact that the first one was going to be Daredevil, I was super stoked about, because I've only ever seen Daredevil in other people's comics or in crossover events, like the smaller crossover events. And I've seen him, of course, the Ben Affleck film, and I've seen him show up in the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, and just here and there. And I've always thought he was such a cool character. I never really knew how the hell to get into Daredevil, where's a good jumping on point with him. But I know a fair amount about the character, even though I've never read any of his books, and I was super, super stoked about this series, and I really want this to be good. One, because, well, I wanted Daredevil to be fucking good. Two, because, this is something new that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is doing, and I really wanted this to be successful. I wanted to just knock it out of the fucking park with this and do great things. And, I am here to say, holy shit, they fucking did it. I was very pleased with Daredevil. It is so goddamn good. I have spent, I binge watched all of it in, over the course of 3 days. And it probably would have been fewer days had, I not had to work during those days. But yeah, it was super goddamn good, and I don't think I was prepared for, what I got with that series. It was one of those things, I watched it, I'm, telling all my friends, I'm like, you need to see it. I'm talking to my girlfriend, you need to see it. My roommate, you need to see it. Just all these people, and, people are just coming back to me yeah, I saw, an episode, I saw 2 episodes, it's really good. I'm like, good. Watch more, because I have no one to talk to about this, goddammit. But yeah, I super fucking love this, and, if you have not seen this, and you have seen the Marvel movies, maybe you've seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and you have an investment in this universe, and you want to see more of it, more things happening in it, yeah, this series is fucking great. Right out of the gate, it does, it does set up that this is the cinematic universe. You do have them referencing the Battle of New York that took out half of the city, and they're currently in the middle of the restructuring of New York, and that plays into the plot of this first season of Daredevil. And so, yeah, you know that this is set in the Marvel Universe. They make references to Captain America and Thor and Iron Man. And, yeah, like, no references to S.H.I.E.L.D. But then again, like, given the nature of this series, S.H.I.E.L.D. wouldn't even make sense to show up here or even be referenced, given, like, you know, the story that they're telling. And, yeah, just, whew. Yeah, so, like I said, it's set in the Marvel Universe. They get that out of the way pretty quick. They definitely set like this up as like this is its own tone, like because if you watch the Marvel films, like you know they're all very different, but they're all kind of in that fun, adventurous, kind of action-packed, comedic, PG-13 kind of way. Even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., at least the first season, was in that same ballpark. You know, you can tonally see how these are all the same. And then Daredevil fucking rolls around, and he's breaking guys' limbs, like popping bones out of their skin. Some motherfucker gets decapitated with a fucking car door. I'm just like, oh, whoo. Like, this is going for, like, an R. Like, not like a super hardcore R rating, but like it's just a little too violent to be PG-13 and just violent enough to be an R, I'd say. And it's, whew, yeah, definitely like a lot of blood. I hear it's kind of like a turnoff for some people. To those people I say you're a bunch of pussies. Really, just seriously, if you're gonna get like that squeamish over like violence, I don't know. Like, I thought it was great, and speaking of the violence, or really not so much the violence, but the action. This series has some of the best goddamn choreography I have seen in years. Like, I can't think of, like the last time, like, I saw, like, an action sequence that engaging, it was, like, I think, like, you know, pretty much like watching Captain America, like, parkouring over stuff, and watching, like, his fights from, like, the Winter Soldier, and, like, when he was fighting in the Avengers. And, you know, it was that level. Honestly, I would say it was a lot better than that. Like I said, I can't think of, like, like action sequences that have looked this good in so long. And like I really should have looked up the goddamn director for this before starting. But yeah, like this guy definitely has some chops. Like you know, a friend of mine was talking about how like you know he was interested in seeing Daredevil and that like he tried to give Arrow a shot, watch like 20 episodes or so, and you know it was a little too TV for him. And like yeah, and I can agree with him. Like I started watching Arrow shortly before this came out. I got like I think 6-7 episodes in, and I'm like, all right, yeah, this is pretty good. I'm digging it. Like I want to see some more of this. You know, it was engaging enough to keep me watching. I get 2 episodes into Daredevil, and I'm like, oh, Arrow, you need to step your fucking game up because, god damn. And it's not even like, oh, like because it's more violent or anything. No, it's just it's a tighter, better told story. Like just you know everything was just so much better. Like I wish I had like the time to just really deconstruct and just get into like why it's so goddamn good and like where it succeeds and like the elements that it does. But like I think like you know a lot of people who have been watching because like you know like I said I've had a couple people who are starting to watch it and they're like, holy shit, this is really good. And yeah, like yeah, I was not prepared for just the quality that I was getting, and I'm not even sure like what the budget on this series is because, you know, I'm like, it has like movie quality cinematography going on in it, you know, and it looks like a really slick production, but at the same time, because of the nature of the series, because it's this grittier, more low level, you know, street crime kind of series. You know, it's, you know, and it doesn't have all the flashy special effects, you know, that, like, you know, the Marvel films have, you know, it's, you know, I don't know if it has a high budget, if it's a low budget, I just know that this is a very slick, professional-looking product, and, you know, I mean, like, I really liked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know a lot of people have issues with, at the very least, the first season, or the first half of the first season. With Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I got exactly what I was thinking I was going to get, and I was perfectly pleased with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This, I wasn't sure what I was going to get, and, you know, like, it, and like, it is, like I said, I liked Agents of Shield, and you know, it does have that thing. Like you can tell, like you know, they're stuck on that TV budget. You know, they're working with what they have, and they can't do too many of the crazy things. Here, though, I never felt the budget. Like I never felt like, oh, this is being constrained. Like there is, and I think it does have to do with the fact that like it isn't really relying too much on special effects to achieve what it's going for. Like the fights are all just very brutal, gritty, hand-to-hand combat fights. You know, like you know there are dudes with guns, and you know Daredevil sits there, disarms them and breaks their limbs and just drops them. And speaking of the cinematography, like if you know you start watching it, like you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about the cinematography when you get to episode 2. Episode 2 has probably the best fight scene I've seen in, like, I can't think of one off the top of my head that just gripped me the way that one did. And if you've seen episode 2, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, he busts into that one room in the hallway, the camera kind of goes in, you see him like punch like 2 or 3 dudes, and it comes back out, back into the hallway, you know, like the door closes, and then next thing you know, like, you hear like the rustling, dude breaks through the fucking door, and then like Daredevil's fighting another guy and comes out of there, and like another dude runs out of the room and he beats the shit out of those guys, and then more guys come out and he beats the shit out of them, and then like the guys that he took down before get back up, and it's all just one continuous shot. And the amount of staging and choreography and planning that had to go into that, and the fact that they did it and it made it look that goddamn real. Like at no point that I was just like, oh well, you know, this looks really sloppy and cheesy, and you know, there's like, you know, it isn't like, like, you know, you watch like a lot of, you know, action-packed, you know, like, or a lot of action shows, you know, they do like a lot of hard cuts, you know, to disguise the stunt man or whatever, and in this, you never, like, you know, it was just, like I said, it was one continuous shot, and there's like another sequence that was really well done, where it's like, you know, this guy in a cab, and it's Daredevil dealing with some dudes, and it's all one continuous shot, and this great little pan around that they do, and yeah, it's just like I said, the cinematography alone warrants watching this, and that doesn't even like start touching on like the presentation, the characters, like the story itself. Like the story itself, it is, you know, the origin of Daredevil. It is, you know, it takes like it, like I don't know, maybe some people might be bothered by the fact that he doesn't get like in the proper suit until like the very last episode. Like you don't actually see him in the suit until I think the last, I want to say 20 minutes of the last episode. So yeah, like I mean, you have to sit through like 12 hours of show before he actually gets the full Daredevil suit. And you know, like up until then he's running around in like black Under Armour, some fucking black cargo pants, some gloves, and like a bandana that just covers the entire top of his head. And honestly, it works. It's really effective. Like when he's running around in that black getup, I never felt like I was getting gypped on my superhero, you know, show. Like I was like, where the fuck's my superhero? He's not in his superhero costume. I never felt that. Like, you know, because he was just Daredevil. He was Daredevil the whole damn time. Even though, like, I mean, you see him slowly kind of progressing into being Daredevil. Like, you know, first he's running around, like, in just, like, the Under Armour and stuff. And then, like, you see him later on. He gets, like, I think he gets, like, some knee pads and some shoulder or elbow pads. You know, to help, you know, for, you know, obviously, you know, take blows and things. Later on, like, you know, his mentor gets, introduced. And, you know, he gets, like, you know, the sticks. So, like, then he starts fighting with the sticks. And, you know, you see him slowly kind of developing into being Daredevil. It isn't just this overnight thing of, like, oh, bam, I got this suit, I got all this planned out. You see him slowly becoming Daredevil. And his slow progression to Daredevil very nicely parallels the Kingpin's slow transformation into the Kingpin. Like, you know, because he starts off, you know, like Wilson Fisk in this. Honestly, I was really off-put by him when he first showed up. I did not care for this interpretation of Kingpin because, like, you know, I've seen Kingpin like in the comics, You know, I've seen him in the cartoons, the Daredevil movie. You know, he's pretty much portrayed the same across the board. And like, you know, Michael Clark Duncan isn't alive anymore, and I'm like, oh, he was such a perfect goddamn Wilson Fisk. You know, he was a perfect Kingpin, even though some people are like, he was black. He should have been white. Fuck you. Like, he was an amazing goddamn Kingpin. He owned that goddamn role. And I was like, kind of like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this new Kingpin. And like, you know, he shows up and I see him and I'm like, he looks so sad and so morose. And I'm like, this is my Kingpin? This is Wilson Fisk? Like, where's the confidence? Where's the gravitas that comes with this man? And like, he was just so different. And within a couple of episodes after his introduction, I got what they were doing. Like, I got it, and I had to realize, like, oh, he isn't the Kingpin yet. This is him taking form as the Kingpin. And I really, really appreciated what they did with his character in this. I didn't think I was going to. Like, and honestly, I'm still kind of, like, you know, of two minds of it, because, you know, he wasn't Kingpin to me, but, like, by the end of it, I would say, yeah, he felt more like a fully realized Kingpin. Like, you know, he was intimidating. He was, I mean, he was kind of terrifying. I mean, he was definitely terrifying in the earlier episodes, because, you know, he's just such a brutal motherfucker, but, like, he's projected as such a tortured soul in this, and I was just like, what cliche horseshit. And no, like, they just knocked that one right out of the park with him. Like, just, I really felt for his character. I totally got, like, what they were doing. I really appreciated it. And though he isn't, you know, what I view the Kingpin to be, like, he is definitely a more nuanced and more fleshed out and human character than I've ever viewed the Kingpin as. So, and I am, like, I'm pretty sure I've said this before. In fact, I know I had to have said this before at some point. Like, characters are really important to me. Nuanced performances, you know, nuanced character development, and seeing them progress and grow. That is a really important part of entertainment for me. Like, you know, movies, TV shows, anime, manga, comics, books, what have you. When it comes to fiction, the characters are really, really important to me, because I feel like that's something that's, like, yeah, if I can't buy into the character, then I can't buy into the series, and I feel like it's a lot harder to write an engaging character than it is to write an engaging story. If you can do both, then fuck yes. And yeah, like, they wrote just this really nuanced, layered version of the Kingpin that I was just 100% behind. And I really appreciate what they did with that. And, like, he isn't the only one that's nuanced. Like, Matt Murdock, like, I love what they did with him. He's definitely, like, how, you know, what I've taken away from Daredevil, from the limited amount of Daredevil resources that I have taken in. He's definitely, like, this is what I pictured a Daredevil series being. I hear there's basically, like, two versions of Daredevil in the comics. There's, like the more swashbuckling, adventurous, you know, ladies' man, and then there's, like, more of the blind Batman version. And, yeah, they go with the blind Batman version, and that's pretty much the Daredevil that I'm more familiar with. I don't, like, maybe later on he'll become more of the adventurous, you know, lighthearted Daredevil that I guess the comics are currently portraying him as. And I'd be fine with that too, as long as it's still a good series and the juxtaposition in his character makes sense within the narrative of the series and, like, the story that they're telling. And I can see them eventually getting him to that point. But yeah, just, like, the progression of the story, the progression of events, like, I feel a Netflix series was the perfect way to do this. Like, I don't think you could have made a Daredevil movie that was as satisfying as this 13-episode series was. And I don't think you could have made this series as satisfying if it were, like, a TV series. Because if it were a TV series, you know, it would have had a smaller budget. It probably wouldn't have had, you know, the polish that this has. It wouldn't have had Probably the choreography wouldn't have been anywhere near as amazing, and really, I think that's really important with Daredevil because he's super acrobatic, and I really think that they really get that across in this series, just how skilled he is, and yeah, like I don't, also they're not restricted by time, like like the episodes on this are like 47 minutes to or to like an hour. There we go, like 47 minutes to an hour long, each episode, and it's like I thought that was gonna be difficult to sit through, but honestly, like each episode, like it went by so quick for me, and I was just like, next episode. I need the next episode as well. Oh fuck, I have to go to work. I probably shouldn't watch another episode and miss work. Okay, let me just turn this off. Or like, oh, I need to go to sleep. Fuck. Yeah, I just like devoured that series. I had no problem just getting into it, and once again, a parallel with Arrow. Like Arrow's episodes are 40 minutes flat. Like it is, it's obviously 40 minutes a show, 20 minutes of commercials, because it's supposed to be on television. So, and just like as a sign of quality, like sitting through Arrow, like it does drag sometimes. Where I'm like, is this episode gonna be over soon? Like I feel like I've been watching this for a while. And I never had that with an episode of Daredevil. Like, I was just constantly, like, in the moment. It was like watching, like, a series of, like, small movies. You sit there and you, like, watch, like, a really good movie, and you get up, and you're like, holy shit, that was 3 hours? Fuck. Oh, I thought I was only here for 90 minutes. Or 2 hours, Like, that's kind of how I was feeling with Daredevil. Like, these 50 hour or to an hour-long minute episodes, they've really, like, they do so much. Like, it's not even like, like it's constantly breezing by things and just shoving as much as they can in there. It's just, each event, like, like, it feels like it has a purpose. It feels like each scene is given the amount of time it needs. And, like, they give a lot of sequences a lot of breathing room, allow you to soak up, like, certain elements and, like, the atmosphere of the scenes. And, yeah, it was just... like, I really just appreciated everything the series was going for, everything that it did. I mean, there are, like, a couple of, like, I'm sure there's some nitpicky things if I went back and, like, really thought about it. Because I know, like, while I was watching it, I was like, like I said, like, I wasn't too down on the Kingpin at first. But yeah, like, it was fantastic. I know I keep stopping, like, every so often, like, I get, like, so far into this, and then be like, oh, it's so good. But yeah, it is. And, well, I guess let me talk about a few more elements. The costume. Fucking love the Daredevil costume. Like, it's, like, I totally dig, like, like, the fiber look to it, like, it's kind of armored, but not really. Like, honestly, that's kind of like the type of outfit I wish, Batman would fucking wear in the goddamn movies. Because they always put him in this rubber suit and his armor plating, and I'm like, like, by the time I got to, what was it, The Dark Knight, I'm like, any more fucking armor, he's gonna be goddamn Azrael, guys. Just put a fucking face plate on him and some bigger fucking blades, and you got goddamn Azrael. Here, though, his suit's padded, it's made of, like, some sort of really strong material, some sort of bullshit fiber, that only exists in comic book worlds. But, yeah, and I'm totally down with that. Like, I mean, it's a comic book movie, or a comic book series, whatever. And I definitely like this suit a lot more than the Ben Affleck suit. And, let me just say, like, I don't hate the Ben Affleck movie at all. Like, I thought it was perfectly serviceable. Like, I still haven't seen the director's cut. I hear the director's cut is actually good. But I've only ever seen the theatrical cut. And I thought it was fine. Like, I thought it could have been a lot better. But I thought it was fine. I really liked Bullseye in that. I really liked Kingpin in it. I thought Ben Affleck was a serviceable Matt Murdock / Daredevil. But yeah, like, like, this though, whew. Like, if you were ever put off by Daredevil from that movie, and you don't want to see this, no, just forget that. This is something completely different. Like I said, it's already got that, like, R rating level violence to it, so it's got this slick, production values. like I said, I already liked the costume a lot more than the Ben Affleck one, because I never liked the Ben Affleck costume. The moment I saw the Ben Affleck costume, even as a teenager, I was just like, oh, that's the Daredevil outfit? Why the hell does he look like a gay red biker with a mat, whatever. And then, like, this one comes along, he's got, like, like the armored mask, which I really dug. He's got, like I said, that fiber weave, kind of suit going on. He has, like, a few armored sections to it that I thought was a nice touch. I don't think the suit's too busy. I think, it's a nice update, realized version of his costume. Kind of like what they did with Captain America. Captain America, they've done a lot to make his outfit, because he isn't, like, strictly just a straight adaptation of the comics. Because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they just take the character straight from the comics, just put him on screen. And they don't. Like, Captain America is a really good example where they made some, they've definitely, pulled back a little bit and just try to ground him a little bit more with his outfit. And I mean, his outfit's changed in the comics too, I think, more to reflect like how he's looking in the movies. But yeah, like this new outfit though, like, that's pretty much like what they did with him. It's just, they kind of like redid it, just made it look, way more practical. The only thing I could possibly complain about is he doesn't have the DD on his chest. I would have liked to have seen that somewhere on there. But, like, he doesn't actually get the name Daredevil until the end of the series. Spoiler, I guess. I mean, you'll probably figure out that he's not going to actually get his goddamn name until he's in the costume. And, talking about the costume here, I wouldn't say isn't even a spoiler, because friggin' Netflix posted it, like, as the thumbnail. I think that they really wanted to get across that, no, guys, like, he gets the Daredevil suit, keep watching. Because I'm sure there are going to be some dumbasses who are put off by the fact that he's not in his superhero suit, but, yeah, what they did with his suit, loved it. I really want to see him cross over with Spider-Man. I really do. Like, now that they have the rights to Spider-Man, I really want to see him cross over with Spider-Man, damn it. And, like, I think that would be awesome for that to happen if they just, crossed him over with Spider-Man. I mean, it's never going to friggin' happen because, Spider-Man, like, first off, he's a very special effects heavy character. He's, he's already getting the movies, so trying to, like, put, like, the movie actor into the show, even just for, like, an episode of Daredevil. Well, no, they might be able to do it. I mean, the show's got pretty decent budget, so if they just kind of splurged their budget on, like, one episode and had it be the Spider-Man crossover episode in Season 2 or something, that might be pretty awesome. Which, that just reminded me, like, is anyone else disappointed that Peter Parker is getting another fucking movie? I was really crossing my fingers that we were going to get Miles Morales, because I'm sick and fucking tired of seeing goddamn Peter Parker on the goddamn big screen. Like, he's had 2 fucking chances so far, and people are like, I want to see, Sam Raimi had, like, a perfect Peter Parker. He really wasn't. And, Andrew Garfield was, like a perfect Spider-Man, but not a good Peter Parker. I disagree there, but whatever. Like, I want to see one that's both, and I'm like, no, fuck it. Like, he's had his chance. Like, we've seen, I don't want to see Peter Parker anymore. Also, people have already said this, before, like, the MCU needs some diversity in it. And I guess Daredevil's pasty white ass isn't helping that much. Though he's blind, so he's a minority in that regard, at very least, I guess. But yeah, back on track. I really hope this gets a second season. I know that this is supposed to be leading in, because, they're basically doing with the Netflix series that they did with the movies, where it's going to be Daredevil, and then Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and then they're going to have a big crossover series where it's the Defenders. And that's super fucking cool. I'm totally down for that. I'm really hoping that, like, honestly though, that the Defenders doesn't keep these individual shows from going. Like now that I've seen this, I'm totally stoked for Jessica Jones. Like, I know nothing about her. Like to me, she is like this random D-list character and not to say like, you know, because, you know, she's that low tier character that like I'm disinterested, because I mean, you know, like, or you know, it's just like I don't know anything about her. Like, I mean, I'm interested, but like I don't know anything about her. But then again, like, I have a lot of faith in them anyhow after seeing this, and the fact that they turned Guardians of the Galaxy into like one of the biggest fucking blockbusters, this fucking comic book that nobody's heard of, into one of the biggest summer blockbusters in recent memory. The fact that they're gonna do the goddamn Inhumans, you know, so the fact that they're pulling in like these lesser known Marvel Universe elements, I think is super cool. Really looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do with Jessica Jones. I'm really looking forward to Luke Cage. Really looking forward to Iron Fist. I want to see what they do with those. I'm kind of hoping, like I said, I want a season 2 of Daredevil though. I want that so bad. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about the others. Honestly, I'm really hoping that like after they do the Defenders and they start like they'll do like a run of season 2s and then do like maybe another season of Defenders after that, because like I need more Daredevil. And honestly, instead of doing like a Luke Cage season 2 and an Iron Fist season 2, I kind of wish they would just put them into like their own series, just be like Luke Cage and Iron Fist, and have like their second season just be one show together, because they're a team, damn it. It's like you need to have them together. If you're gonna have them existing in the same universe, just give them a damn team up series, and it'd probably make for a more entertaining series. Anyhow, but yeah, I think I've rambled on long enough. Fucking Daredevil, loved it, thought it was super fucking good. Highly recommend it to anyone that has been a fan of the MCU. You know, you're looking for more, you don't want to wait for like Avengers in like the end of this month. You know, I highly recommend checking out Daredevil. You know, like I can't recommend it enough. Like if you like kind of darker, grittier, kind of, you know, almost like the Nolan-esque Batman type of superhero movies, this should be right up your alley. It definitely, you know, falls more into that category. It definitely doesn't lack its fun, you know, because there is like some lighter moments, but it is definitely a more serious series. And just how they develop all the characters, like I really felt for these goddamn characters, and not even just like the main, like I mean, like Matt's best friend Foggy, Karen, like Ben Urich, like all of these characters, like, you know, I felt for them. They felt real. They felt human. They gave them these elements, and like, you know, there are certain things where I'm like, did they really need to show like this scene with this character? But later on, I'm like, yeah, they really needed that scene with this character talking to this character, because it kind of recontextualizes this, and really just, you know, or really just like later scenes will recontextualize those, and it's, yeah, it pays off so well, and just it's so goddamn good. Like you can tell that this was something that, you know, like the writers were really passionate about. They really knew what the hell they were doing. You can tell like certain things were planned. Like when you're watching Wilson Fisk, like there's this kind of running theme with like the white wall, the painting that he gets, and you'll see that. Like that one's pretty obvious, and it's honestly kind of chilling whenever like you get the context for it, and it really changes your viewpoint of the Kingpin. Though they never call him the Kingpin in this. Like I said, he's kind of, you know, working up to being Kingpin. I'm hoping like by season 2, he'll be like a fully realized Kingpin. Also, I'm hoping season 2 has the Hand, because I really feel like Nobu and like the Japanese mafia ninja guys, like, you know, like they were hinting at the Hand, because they even talk about how like Nobu went up in smoke, and, you know, like that character, spoilers for like episode 8 or so, there's a ninja, he gets set on fire, and that's how he gets killed, and there's a line about like, oh, well, Nobu went up in smoke, and I was just like, was that a reference to the Hand? Because, like, you know, when the Hand dies, they literally go up in smoke. So I'm like, was that kind of like this kind of little allusion to that? I feel like a little nudge, nudge, wink, wink to the audience. So yeah, like I'm really hoping like I get to see the Hand in season 2. I'm hoping there's a season 2. I hope I get to see the Hand. Bullseye would be pretty super sweet. I don't know about any other Daredevil adversaries. Like his rogues gallery, like I tried looking through it, man. Like it doesn't look that impressive. So you know, like, but you know, like I'm hoping the Kingpin comes back, or maybe they'll save him for season 3. You know, I'd be fine with that too. But yeah, like I cannot recommend this enough. I know I've said that already, goddammit, but it's so goddamn good. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Daredevil. Obviously, I fucking loved this series. Like, I have not loved a live-action series this much since ever. Yeah, I'm just gonna go and throw that down. Like, I cannot think of a live-action series I liked as much as I enjoyed Daredevil for this 13-episode run. You know, granted, I don't watch that many live-action shows, and I haven't watched a lot of them since I was a teenager, which was a long time ago now, but whatever. You know, but, like, this really just did it for me. And, yeah, so, like, have you guys seen Daredevil? What did you think? Do you think, like, are you on board like I am? Just like, yeah, oh my god, fucking Daredevil. Like, I am so glad this was so good, because I needed this to succeed. I needed this, like, not only just for Daredevil, but for the cinematic universe and its expansion. But, you know, like, yeah, did you guys agree? Like, you know, are you on board with me? Do you think this was amazing? Were you pleased? Were you surprised by how good it was? Were you disappointed? Did you think it not lived up? Did you want to see more of him in the Daredevil suit? Do you not like the Daredevil suit? Did you not like Kingpin? Oh yeah, feel free to discuss, and, you know, hopefully, like, I'm able to comment along with you guys and talk about it, because, you know, this series was great, and I want to talk to you guys about it, and just talk to people in general, for fuck's sake. None of my friends are watching it fast enough.